Carol, and the boy Dickens imagined was called Tiny Tim, and it was published on the 19th of December, 1843. And it is 166 years later, and the problem is not only still with us, it is getting worse. The mortality rate among Americans under the age of 65 who are uninsured is 40% higher than those with insurance. In 1993, a similar study found the difference was only 25%. We are moving backwards. We are letting people die because they do not have insurance. What's worse is that barring meaningful health care reform now, this will only grow. The difference between the surveys from 1993 and now suggest this fatal insurance gap is growing by about 1% per year. Your chances of dying because you don't have insurance are now 40% higher than those who have it. By extrapolation, 3 years from now, your chances will be 43% higher. Your chances of dying because you used to smoke, compared to those who never smoked, are only 42% higher. You heard that right. At the current rate, in 2012, you will be more fortunate, more secure, more long-lived if you used to smoke than if you don't have insurance. It is mind-boggling and mindless. This is the country you want? This is the country you will accept? Do those other people in this country have meaning to you? Or are they just extras in your movies, backgrounds in your painting, choruses in your solo? Without access to insurance for all of us, and the only way we get it is with the government supplying the gaps, just like it does in flood insurance, for God's sake. That fatal gap will just keep growing. A 45% higher likelihood of death for the uninsured compared to the insured by 2014. By 2022, the figure will be 53% higher. 53%! In the 1840s, as Dickens wrote A Christmas Carol, in a time at which we now look back with horror, the city of Manchester in England commissioned a crude study of mortality among its residents. A Dr. P.N. Holland categorized the sanitary conditions of the houses and the streets of Manchester into 3 classes. And when he compared the death rate in the first-class houses in the first-class streets to the death rate in the second-class houses in the third-class streets, he found mortality in those worst locations was 53% higher. If we do not reverse this trend, in 14 years' time, we will not be living in the America of 2022. The shadows of the things that may be tell us that we will instead be living in an insurance-driven version of the Dickensian England of 1843. Again. God bless us, everyone. Tonight's special comment continues after this.